So the next thing that I've planned for you guys today, I want to talk about assignment 2, unless both of you have completed assignment 2. Because if not, I think it's a good one to discuss a little bit. A little tricky. So if you completed assignment 2, just let me know in chat. And if not, I have a few things to talk about here. All right. So I'm going to play this video that I think does a good explanation of tax brackets, and then because I have like animation and stuff, and then from there I'll explain it in relation to your assignment. So hopefully you guys can hear this.
All right, so I'm not including the video in this recording just because of copyright stuff, but I do highly recommend watching it. I'll have it linked probably wherever you found this video, and then also on your slides for September 29th. It's there, so definitely watch that. It does a good job of explaining this tax bracket stuff.
All right, so that is what assignment 2 is based on. So for assignment 2, what you're going to get is input for a number. Actually shouldn't have a comma in there because that doesn't work. So you're going to get input for a number. And then based on that number and the I want to say it was 1917 that he's using. Might be 1913. I can't remember. One of the early tax brackets. You're going to calculate what the income tax is for whatever number that you get. So this is going to involve decision making, because notice it's not all calculated at the same rates. We do not. This is the part that I want to emphasize here. We do not take this number and see, oh, our marginal tax rate is our 5%. And we don't just see what 5% is and then say that's our tax rate. That is not what you're going to be doing here, because as we just saw in the video, this kind of works like buckets. Only a small amount is going to get taxed at 5%, and then you're going to have a bunch of 4, and then some at 3 and 2 and 1. So what you might want to do here is you might want to find what is your marginal tax rate, your tax bracket first. So let's look at these. What bucket do we fit into? And it looks like to me that we are in percent 5, because we're greater than 250. So we can't be in this bucket because we're going to overflow. And we're going to overflow into the 500,000 bucket. So we're going to have some in our 500,000. And we need to know how much this is. How much is going into the 500,000 bucket? And to figure that out, we need to know, well, how much is going in the other buckets? So in the $500,000 bucket, we are going to be left with 20,000. So 20,000 of our dollars are going to be taxed at 5%, because the rest is going to all be over here. Because the part that's greater than 250, that what you're left over with is 20,000. So what you're doing is you're taking your number right here and you're subtracting the tax bracket below the one that you're looking at. So we're at 250,000. And then this is going to give us 20,000, which is going to be taxed at 5%. And then, well, we just taxed 20,000 of our dollars, right? So we're going to be left with 250,000 left that we need to still tax. So now we're going to look at bucket number 4, and we need to figure out how much is getting taxed at 4%. So at 4%, we're going to tax everything that's above 100,000. So we're going to take our 250. So this is the tax bracket that we have. This is the money we have remaining. So we're going to look at the bucket below us, which is 100,000. And this is going to give us 150,000. So $150,000 are getting taxed at 4%. And we are left with $100,000 that we still need to figure out the taxes on. So now we look at our bucket. We are in percent 3 now, and we see how much of our money is going to go into this bucket. Well, this one takes 75, so we're going to take our 100,000 and we're going to subtract 75,000. And this is going to give me 25,000 is getting taxed at 3%. And then we are left with $75,000 left that we need to find the taxes on. So we're left with $75,000. And we need to figure out how much is going in our 2% bucket. So to figure that out, we look at the bucket below us. We do minus 50,000. And this is going to give me another 25,000. I think, yeah, another $25,000 taxed at 2%. And then finally, we are left with $50,000 left. We need to calculate the taxes on. So 50,000 is going to be taxed at 1%. And then once you get all of these numbers, you're going to find what 1% of 50,000 is, what 2% of 25,000 is, what 2% of 3% of 25,000 is, 4% of 150, and 5% of 20,000. And then you're going to add all of those numbers up, and that is going to be your total income tax, which is going to be the answer to your program. So I'm not explaining how you're going to figure this out because that's the job of your assignment. I just wanted to make sure it's clear kind of what you're looking for. And of course, if you get stuck on this assignment, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to sit down with you and really discuss the program, the flow of your code and how you wrote it and see what we could do. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about what this means. So you have any questions on this assignment at all, or what I just showed you with the tax brackets?